When people imagine the fall of Rome, they picture burning cities, barbarian hordes, and crumbling marble columns. But empires rarely fall from a single sword. They fall because the foundations rot first, and in Rome, the rot began with money. Before we begin, like this video, comment your thoughts on modern money, and subscribe, because history doesn't repeat, but the rhyme is getting louder. For centuries, Rome's economy was an engine of dominance. Conquest brought land, gold, slaves, and tribute. These resources funded roads, aqueducts, legions, and lavish public works. The silver denarius, minted around 211 BC, was the empire's heartbeat. It was nearly pure silver, trusted, tangible, and respected. Roman soldiers were paid in it, merchants demanded it, and citizens stored their wealth in it. As long as Rome's money held value, Rome held its empire. But running a global superpower is expensive. Tens of thousands of troops guarded borders stretching from Scotland to Syria. Roads had to be built, fortresses maintained, and rebellions crushed. Rome's tax base couldn't keep up. You can only tax citizens so hard before rebellion becomes attractive. So emperors reached for an ancient political trick: debasement. Instead of making more value, they created more coins. Under Augustus Caesar, the denarius was about 95% silver. Strong, valuable, trusted. But by the early 3rd century, under Caracalla, that purity had fallen to 50%. And by the mid-3rd century, under Gallienus, less than 5%. The coin still looked silver, but inside, it was bronze. Rome tried to make something from nothing. But value can't be faked. Not forever. Prices soared. Merchants raised costs. Savings evaporated. Sound familiar? Inflation isn't dramatic at first. It whispers. Bread costs a little more. Wages feel a little weaker. Coins feel a little lighter. But slowly, confidence erodes, and money runs on confidence. As inflation accelerated, Romans demanded higher pay. The army, being the empire's strongest voice, received raises Rome could not afford. So more coins were minted with less silver, and inflation got worse. Rome printed its way into poverty. As trust collapsed, something unthinkable happened. Merchants refused Roman coins. They demanded barter, grain, gold, or foreign currencies. Trade reverted backwards. A sophisticated economy regressed into local self-survival. Rome's vast market, the engine of wealth, sputtered. Without trade, taxes shrank. Without taxes, legions went unpaid. Without legions, borders crumbled. Currency collapse became national security collapse. Between 235 and 284 AD, Rome spiraled. Invasions slammed the frontiers. Plagues ravaged cities. Civil wars erupted. Emperors lasted months, not years. Assassination became a job hazard. Behind the chaos was a corroded financial system. When money breaks, society follows. Farmers abandoned land rather than pay taxes in worthless currency. Trade networks shattered. Cities depopulated. Rome's economic heart had stopped beating. Facing collapse, Emperor Diocletian tried the impossible. In 301 AD, he issued the Edict on Maximum Prices, fixing the cost of over 1,000 goods. If a baker charged too much, death. But the problem wasn't greed, it was the currency itself. When the price of wheat rises because money is debased, threatening the merchant doesn't fix the coin. Black markets exploded. Goods vanished from official channels. Underground economies thrived. You can outlaw prices but you can't legislate value. Finally, in 312 AD, Constantine introduced the solidus, a gold coin of consistent purity. It restored stability. It lasted for centuries in the Eastern Empire. But for the West, it was too late. The economic damage was baked in. Declining trade, shrinking tax revenue, and broken confidence had hollowed Rome's core. Barbarian invasions didn't topple Rome, they walked into a structure already rotting. The fall of Rome wasn't a single moment. It was a long unraveling. Unchecked money printing, soaring inflation, and runaway spending weakened Rome from within. Armies dwindled, infrastructure crumbled, trust disappeared, An empire can survive corruption, war, famine, even incompetent rulers, but it cannot survive monetary collapse. Here's the part people forget. When currencies fail, elites protect themselves. Roman senators bought land, real, tangible assets. They avoided debased coins. They stored wealth in property, gold, and slaves. The wealthy survived. The poor suffered. It's the same pattern repeated across history. Money collapses, elites shift into real assets, ordinary citizens lose everything. Economic storms don't hit equally. As money weakened, emperors doubled down on distraction. Grain subsidies, violent games, endless spectacle. The goal was simple: keep the public entertained so they didn't notice decline. Sound familiar? When inflation bites, governments often turn to distraction, entertainment, division, political theater. But bread and circuses don't fix economies. They hide decay until it's too late. As coins lost value, Rome raised taxes. Farmers were squeezed dry. Smallholders couldn't keep up. Many abandoned their land and moved under wealthy landlords for protection. This shift created proto-feudalism, the seeds of medieval Europe. Overtaxation killed the middle class. When a society runs out of middle, collapse is inevitable. In the end, Rome wasn't conquered by force alone. It was conquered by loss of trust. Trust in money, government, infrastructure, and leadership. When citizens believe their money is fake, their leaders corrupt, and their future uncertain, the empire is already gone. The army's failure is just the final act. Does any of this sound familiar? Rising government debt, expanding money supply, inflation eating savings, escalating taxes, widening wealth gap. Rome didn't think money debasement was dangerous either. Until it was. History warns those who think they're special. Since 1971, most currencies are fiat, backed by trust, not metal. The temptation to print is too great for politicians to resist. Printing feels painless. Tax increases spark revolt. So governments quietly inflate instead, a silent tax. Rome tried the same trick, and the result was the same: the poor paid, the wealthy escaped, society fractured. Rome didn't fall overnight. Collapse was slow, then sudden. At first, slight inflation, modest deficits, small tax increases. Then, currency debasement, trade breakdown, social unrest, and finally, military collapse, political fragmentation, barbarian takeover. The coins weren't the collapse. They were the warning. 3 lessons echo across 2,000 years. Money rooted in trust must be protected. You can't fake value forever. Inflation punishes labor and rewards assets. Real wealth hides in things that survive the storm. Distraction is not a solution. Bread and circuses buy time, not stability. Rome didn't fall because of barbarians. They were the final push. Rome fell because money became fake, trust evaporated, the middle collapsed, taxes suffocated growth, and trade died. When money breaks, everything else breaks with it. Every empire believes it will last forever. Every currency believes it is trusted. Every citizen assumes normal will continue. Romans thought the same, until one day normal was gone. If this gave you a new perspective, like the video, comment your thoughts on modern currencies, and subscribe to Empire of Wealth, because history's warnings don't whisper forever.